Some of the alumni really come and help us. Some are on our board. Some are teaching for us. This is Shashin, and Shashin is still involved with us because he lives in New Mexico, and we do a program in New Mexico. And he's a ski instructor, and we bumped into each other.
For me, skiing is just a natural. I mean, look around where we are. We're in heaven right now. Just to be able to be up here on top of these mountains, 12,000 feet, and looking out, I couldn't even tell you what it would be like without skiing. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it at all. My folks grew up in India. My dad was born in Bombay and lived there pretty much his entire life. And my mom grew up in Ahmedabad, just northwest of Bombay. And they ended up coming across, landed on the West Side Highway in New York City, and that's where I grew up. I was born in the Bronx on the 4th of July, and they had their first American son. Anybody remember what we did last weekend? Somebody? Mr. Forrest.
Carving our turn.
Carving our turns, what does that mean, though? Who can tell me what that means? Cody?
Bending our ankles.
Bending our ankles, but what do we have to do to carve a turn? Are our skis flat or are they on edge?
Edge.
That's exactly right. And our bodies, are they turned up this way? Are our hands lagging around? What are we doing with our hands? Who can show me? All right, let's see it. Where's our weight, though? Is it uphill or downhill?
Down the
Okay,
hill.
so can we lift up our uphill ski? Good, that's perfect. All right, I guess what we're gonna do today is, why don't we do some nice warm-up stuff. We'll do some side slipping, but of course we got another beautiful day in Santa Fe, and we got this fabulous view of downtown, and what do we say when we see a beautiful view?
Ooh, isn't that pretty?
Sweet. All right, guys, let's go. You've got a lot of special programs up here that bring up kids who have never been exposed to skiing before. And it's just us when we're out there. You're teaching them something about their body, how it moves and how it responds and how it relates to performance in becoming a better skier. And it seems like if you give that kid an opportunity to succeed in that realm, it does incredible things for him. The challenge is trying to find, what is it going to take for that one kid to learn that day? And each kid's got a different trigger. All I want you to do is to step on that right foot, bring it around. And I think that's what keeps me coming back. Drop the hip, guys. That's good. Looking pretty good. Sweet. When you get a kid that's got a lot of fear, in some ways it's your biggest challenge, but those are probably the most rewarding lessons you got, because you give them a framework to succeed in. Keep it going. Don't get lazy. There you go. Step on the right. Keep it going around with the left. You make sure that you're not forcing them into anything. You make them feel better about every little step along the way. And, when I'm looking at these kids in their eyes, and I ski backwards, and I'm talking to them the whole time, they forgot about how scared they were. And all of a sudden, they're just doing it, and we stop, and we look back up the hill. I was like, you just skied that. Looking good.
Feeling good.
Nice job, you guys. I ran into Jacques Demois on the street, downtown Santa Fe, and I just looked at him, and I just said, you're Jacques Demois. And he just took a step back, and he was like, can I help you? I said, you probably don't remember me, but I was about half the size, long hair, glasses. I go, I used to dance for you. He said, were you in NDI in New York? I said, yeah.
And then I remembered this little boy with those big brown eyes and that innocence and belief and, joy in him. And I remembered him.
He said, do you know we have NDI in New Mexico? I said, no, you gotta be kidding me. I go, what are you doing in New Mexico?
And I had been that summer hiking in Colorado, and my wife picked me up in the car, and we went to Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon, and we ended up in Santa Fe. And we liked it, and so we bought a condominium. And the next day after buying the condominium, I started a program in the school system, figuring that if I'm going to be here, I start a program.
And he's like, I got a wonderful person named Catherine Oppenheimer out here that's leading the show. I want you to meet her. Are you interested in working and maybe, checking it out? I said, I'd love to. Important thing I probably got out of NDI and working with Jacques was, you learn how to step up to bat and swing. It was the bottom line. Just get right up there and do what you were told to do, and do it with some pride. That's a lifelong lesson, no matter what you do. I've done so many things in a short period of time. From being an investment banker, making pretty good money, to being a ski instructor, maybe not doing so well financially. The times that I'm giving back, teaching something, giving a piece of myself to somebody else, it's probably no greater joy that I have in my life.